Hey, this is Deepak here from digitaldeepak.com and welcome to chapter 7 of your product launch mastery course. In this chapter, we are going to have a look at doing the research and creating the content core. In the previous chapter, we talked about creating the concept and the outline for your information product. And if you have not yet completed that step, I recommend that you first go ahead and create an outline before you have a look at this chapter. Because once you have created the outline, you will feel far more confident about your ability to create and complete this information product. So once you have created the outline and once you have got some momentum, it is time for us to go ahead and create the content core. In this chapter, we are still not going to discuss about packaging and delivering your product and how to actually package your product. That is something that we will discuss in the next lesson. And in the next lesson, we will also be talking about what type of medium that you have to deliver your information product on. In this lesson, let's have a look at how you are going to expand on your outline and basically apart from the introduction chapter that you have already worked on, how you are going to go ahead and complete all the chapters. So it needs a set of processes that you need to follow, and this is something that I would recommend for every other information product creator out there. This is the same process that I follow to create amazing information products which creates transformation for my students and customers. So no matter how much of an expert you are in a particular topic, you need to go ahead and learn more about it. For example, what I have done is that apart from having experience in launching a lot of information products online to my own list, I also go ahead and learn constantly about concepts on branding, about concepts on product launches, and how to actually take your product to customers in different industries. So learning has to be a continuous process. Learning is not something that we finish in school or college and until the end of life we just do what we learned. Nowadays learning has become a continuous process and continuous upskilling is needed. So if you are not learning new things, then you are not going to get an edge over your competition. So keep reading books, blogs, and keep watching YouTube videos in your industry and keep learning more to gain an edge over your competition. You can use this new learning to combine with your previous experience and get some validated learning out of it. You can expand your outline with more concepts and you can make it more granular. Another thing that you need to keep in mind while you are creating the content core is that you have to go deep and as well as wide, which means that you have to understand the fundamental concepts and you should also know about the latest tactics and strategies in your topic or in your niche. For example, when you consider my own experience with digital marketing and my business where I am selling digital marketing training, the fundamental concepts are basically marketing and sales concepts. It involves marketing psychology, and that is something I keep learning to keep my hands sharp. At the same time, I need to know what is the latest updates with Google Ads, Facebook Ads, Google Analytics, SEO, and so on, which is in my industry. So when you think about it in your own topic or niche, there will be an area to go deep and there will be an area to go wide. Wide is basically the number of new things that you know, the number of tools that you know, the number of updates you catch up with. And going deep is basically going to the root of the concept that is hidden within your topic. Like for example, when you think about the deep rooted hidden concepts in digital marketing, it's basically some marketing fundamentals and some human psychology fundamentals that are deep rooted in it. If you are taking a topic like weight loss, then there will also be some deep rooted truths in it. If you are taking a topic like bodybuilding or diet or whatever it might be, it could be robotics or it could be data science. It could be about coding and programming. So whatever it is, there will be some deep rooted concepts in it which is not superficially visible to most of the people, and that is where most of the value will come from. For example, you are right now at chapter 7 of this course, and in the first few chapters, if you think about it, whatever you have learned is something along the lines of mindset strategies and basic fundamental principles. So that is very important for you to first personally know the deep concepts and also the latest tactics and strategies. Otherwise you will not be able to go ahead and add it on your content. The next one is case studies. Case studies is something that you should be adding in your information product, and it need not be your personal case studies. Like it can be a case study just to get the people who are consuming your information product to get confidence in your product or confidence in the method. You can add some case studies like that. For example, in this product launch mastery course, I am adding a case study from Pardeep Goyal and one more industry friend who has done product launches using the same methods that I have followed, and I would be adding these case studies in this product so that you as a customer can go ahead and have a look at their case studies and develop more belief in the product launch system, which will motivate you to complete this particular information product which you have purchased, and it will motivate you to actually go ahead and take action to launch product in your own business. And what you can do is that you can also do interviews and guest contributions from other industry experts in the same topic, and that is usually considered as something that is of very high value to your students. So just like you would be valuing case studies from other industry experts in my product, your customers will be valuing such case studies, interviews and guest contributions in your own topic or niche. Now let's talk about the next thing, which is resources. So if you provide a checklist of resources and resources for further reading, then this is also a great value add for your product, and there is nothing wrong in promoting your competitors. Like for example, many people ask me what is the best way to learn digital marketing in an offline classroom setting, and I actually go ahead and refer some offline classroom training providers. Even though they are my competitors, I refer them anyway. So if you are being resourceful and if you are being a guiding compass for your students, then the students are going to appreciate it. So if you have a list of tools or list of further reading resources or whatever it is, if you want to create such tidbits in your information products, you can add that as well. The next is finding balance. So when you are creating your information product, make sure that you have a balance to it, in the sense that you have to find out what your students are capable of and what is their comprehension level. So if you are introducing concepts which are too simple, it might bore a certain people. Like for example, if you go ahead and try to learn 5th standard mathematics or 5th standard zoology, you will be pretty bored because your intelligence level is far higher than a 5th standard person. However, if you are going ahead and reading some content which is for PhD in mathematics, then you are going to get overwhelmed. Nothing is going to go into your head, right? So you need to find a balance. You need to create a balance where the students feel challenged to learn some new things without getting overwhelmed. At the same time, it's not too basic that they are actually getting bored. So that is something you need to keep in mind while you are creating your information product. You also need to show live projects to your students. So do experiments with what you have learned and convert this learning into validated learning. Like for example, whatever product launches I have done in the past and the product launch that I will be doing for the product launch mastery course itself is something like a live project that I am documenting and I am going to give it to my students. And that is going to be a great value add because the teacher is transparent here and the teacher is showing the students what he is doing in the real world. So when you actually do live projects and case studies, not just in your own business but also helping other businesses or consulting other businesses with it, you are going to gain a lot of validated learning, which means that you learn a bunch of concepts and then you go ahead and apply it. And when you are applying it, you will be getting results, and these results will actually add to your validated learning, because sometimes when you learn, there will be conflicting things. There might be 3 or 4 methods to do the same thing, and each method would be boasting that it is the best method. But when you actually go ahead and apply this in a live project and apply all the 3 methods, you will be able to find out which method is actually working, and you will be able to give that working method to your students. And that is why doing live projects is very important, which is also going to add to your content core. So when you think about the kind of content that you are giving to your students, now you can see there are different types of content you can give. You can give interviews, you can give guest contributions, you can give a list of resources, you can give deep mindset information, you can give the latest tactics and strategies, and many things like that. So these are all the types of content that you can deliver for your students and customers. And this is not even the medium in which the content is shared. We are not even talking about whether it's an ebook, video, or whether it's a slide deck or an audio file. We are talking about the type of teaching that you are going to do for your students. You can also go ahead and fail with certain projects and talk about your failures so that other people know what not to do, and that is more important sometimes than learning what to do, because if you kind of go ahead and eliminate all the not to do things, you will obviously end up with the things which actually work. So when I do live projects and when I do different experiments with my blogs and everything, I have failed at many things, and that is also something I share in my products. And I tell my students what has worked for me and what has not worked for me. As a teacher and a mentor, one of my responsibilities is to try different things, see what works, and then I would go ahead and teach it to my students. And whatever base content that you have created based on the concepts in this chapter, you can also give away that base content to your students. Like for example, since you purchase the product launch mastery course, you can find out that this particular document where I have taken all the notes and have created the base content for going ahead and creating this course, this is also something that I am sharing with you, because you have to go ahead and take notes to remember your learning. And instead of taking notes, you can just look at my notes which I use to create the training product in the first place. So give the foundational content, notes, ideas to share, examples to give, and everything you want to communicate to a student. Think about communicating to the student when you are teaching them one-on-one, and this is something that every person who is creating an online training program keeps forgetting. Keep creating content for one student in mind, and that way you will make it very relatable and you will make it very personalized experience for the student who is learning from you. So that's about it for this chapter. You have to do the research and create the content core. Learn, go deep and wide, create case studies, create resources, find a balance between overwhelmment and boredom. Create live projects, fail with projects, and give away the base content that you have created to your students. So if you go ahead and expand the outline, and once you have created the content core, which is the second major step in creating the information product, you will feel that you are actually onto something serious here, where you are creating a transformational product for your students which will help them make their lives better. And there is also a huge satisfaction that comes as you are creating the product, and as the product is taking shape, you will be feeling very happy that it is actually taking shape and you are creating something of value. So that is something I am experiencing right now as I am creating the product launch mastery course. Right now I have done the 7th chapter and I have done more than 2 hours worth of recording videos until now, and this is something that you should also experience, the satisfaction that comes out of going ahead and just completing your information product and shipping your information product. The satisfaction that comes from actually making the sales and making revenue is on a whole new level, but the first level of satisfaction comes as soon as you create your product, because creating products are not easy. It takes a lot of discipline, lots of mental focus, lots of preparation, just like I am doing right now with the product launch mastery course. And that is something that you will get better at as you start releasing products one by one. Don't worry too much about perfection, just get your first product out on your blog, and then as you start getting feedback and as you start getting positive feedback, you will be able to do products in a much better way when you do it the 5th time or the 10th time. And you can see that the kind of products that I am creating right now versus the product that I have created 1 or 2 years back, the products that I create right now are obviously way better and way more deep than it was 2 years before. And you have to realize that no one starts out as an expert. Everybody has to become an expert by doing it a lot of times. And as the famous quote goes, an expert has failed more times than you even have tried. So go ahead and try and fail. Even if you try to create an information product and if it does not sell well and if you don't make revenue, it is still okay, because you are going ahead and having some experience in creating the information product, and that experience will help you get a better product rolled out the next time you create it. So thank you for watching this chapter, and if you have any questions, as usual, go ahead and leave it in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.